Well, there comes one of those days where you're off and you just need to get out. The weather's not ideal, but I just need to get out of the house, really, have a ride. Even though I've been to work yesterday and back and forth to work, the commute's not the same on a bike, is it really? So I'm working these horrendous hours at work at the moment. I went in at 9 o'clock the other morning, and I was there all day and overnight till 4 PM the following day. Absolutely ridiculous. No wonder I'm knackered. So yeah, just looking at the state of the roads, really. They're just pretty shambolic, aren't they? Half the road surfaces are worn, which I don't suppose you can do that much about, because that is traffic, but they're just not being kept up to anything like a reasonable standard. And of course there's the old moan about it being not enough money being there in the local authority coffers, but I don't know. Certainly as a motorcyclist it is a priority, isn't it, a road surface. So this particular road that we're on now used to be quite quiet. I'm going to say used to be, probably a few years ago now, but it's become something of a rat run, really, over the top of the local town of Blackburn. And they've had to put speed ramps in it, or speed bumps, to slow the traffic down, because you get a lot of younger drivers showing off fast cars and just well above the speed limit. As you can see, all these bumps coming up, and it almost seems to be that every time we've got a bit of money in the kitty at the end of the year, oh, let's put some speed bumps in. I mean, it does need some speed enforcement, clearly, if people are going up and down here at 50-60 mile an hour, which I'm gathered probably is the case at night times. It's a bit of a cruising strip, I think. But yeah, it does make it a bit of a pain for you if you're on a bike, doesn't it? So yeah, I just haven't felt up to coming out riding, really, with this weather. It's not too bad, it's not raining at the moment, but it is drizzly, as you can see. But I don't know, I just, unusually for me, I've not felt like popping out and having a ride, so today I thought, to hell with it, just get out for, even if you get out for half an hour, it's going to be well worth doing that, isn't it? With a bit of fresh air. Done the domestics earlier on today, done a bit of ironing. Don't know what that was. Sounded like an ambulance or a police car, but couldn't see where it come from. Nothing behind me flashing blue lights or wanting to come past me flashing blue lights, so okay. So I don't know really where I'm going to go. I'm just having a bit of a mosey about. As I say, I think getting a bit stir crazy. Rather ironic yesterday, I was working all day and the sun was out. It was a beautiful day for a ride. Hey, but ain't that always the case, eh? Seems to be. I have a nasty speed camera thing here. So I'm trying this remote control out on this camera, so I don't know really whether I've got it switched on or off, because there's no actual flashing on it that indicates whether it's on or off. You can hear a bleeping when you're a bit more low speed. But, spelt on. So when I get a chance, I'm just gonna pull over here, just see what state the camera's in, whether it's on or off. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to have a look. In fact, I'm just going to take the helmet off and have a look actually. Let's just have a see what it's doing. Right, well, it started to come down a bit really, so I've got the camera with a mic socket plugged in at the back, and to be quite honest, I don't want to get it soaking wet through, so I'm just going to see how we go on here. But about typical really for a Blackburn day. Not particularly pleasant, is it? So I'm going to hang a left here and head off back to home. Awful day really, isn't it? Now you'll see on the bottom of here, on the road in front of me, but in fact they've been at it with the old redressing of the stone chippings. Now this isn't particularly bad because it looks like there's been quite a passage of traffic over, so hence it's not really rutted. But you know, it's just, I'm just incredulous really how this practice has become, you know, part and practice of normal road maintenance. It never used to be. And you can have all the engineers, road engineers on that you want saying, oh well, it's more cost effective and there's no danger if it's done properly. Well, you know, I'm sorry, it can't be better than proper tarmac that's rolled, and I would suspect that probably the reason why we do this is, you know, for cost purposes it's probably cheaper to lay this down with a rough thing of chippings than it is to hire the necessary machinery to roll it. What is it, the old Beatles song? Is it 1,000 Holes in Blackburn, Lancashire? I'll have to go and listen to it, see what exactly it says. Rather unpleasant day today. If it would showed any signs of clearing up at all, then I would have gone on and rode on for a bit longer, but it hasn't. Just its usual muggy, awful self. And I don't mind going A to B. Look at this diesel on the floor here. Awful. I don't mind going A to B if it's going to be wet and I'm going from A to B, but I just don't like riding for the sake of it in the wet. Sort of been there, done that, bought the t-shirt in my earlier years when I used to commute to work on a motorcycle in my 20s. So maybe I'm getting just a bit long in the tooth for putting up with it. What do you reckon? Maybe. Yeah, the old brakes are still doing a bit of screeching every now and again. I managed to cure it the other day. I got some brake cleaner, I did the bobbins, cleaned them all, and I cleaned the rotor surfaces, and it was okay for about a couple of 100 miles. And then gradually it crept back in. But I do know how to cure it, albeit for a temporary thing. Just watch out for this speed camera here, because you never know if there's any film in it. But yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I've been thinking about changing my bike, but at the moment I'm going to have to negotiate the price a bit, because I'm after something that's a little bit more touring orientated. Love this bike, bags of power, gets you made to be as quickly as you need to be, but I'd like something that's perhaps just a bit more upright, maybe. But I'm not letting this go unless I get, you know, a reasonable price for it. Not going to be greedy by any means, but I just want a reasonable price. As you do. So I'm going to hang a right here in a moment. And for those of you into a bit of history, you'll see there's a building in front of me, the other side of this junction, just in front of me right there. That used to be one of the old police boxes, where years ago they used to have little police stations in areas and people used to be in them. I used to have a couple of police officers working out of there and used to go in for shelter. Used to be all over this town years ago. I think we phased them out probably in the 50s or 60s, but that's before we had everybody centralised in a main police station using cars. So yeah, a bit of history there, as you can see. Starting to get busy now. Rush hour, or the equivalent to a rush hour in Blackburn. Let's see who courteous will let me go through. Nobody will, in actual fact, till these lights change, because that's how people are. I mean, look at this in front of you. Just look at that for an example of a disaster. Feel a bit better just having been out. But no matter where you go, what sort of suspension you have on your vehicle or your motorcycle, it's bang, 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 bang. You know, whatever you've got. Isn't it? Yeah, I think I need to give those brakes a bit of a clean, I think. Might just do that when I get back. And it's not dangerous, it's not affecting the braking efficiency or anything like that. It's just a bit annoying. And as I say, I've had the brakes to bits and stripped them and cleaned them and whatever, and it's alright for a couple of 100 miles and then it creeps back in. But apparently it's a known sort of thing, isn't it, with ZZRs. But I'm not too unperturbed by it. Maybe a couple of new discs and pads might sort it out, and I'd probably think in terms of that if I end up keeping this bike for over winter. Let's see. So anyway, I've ordered my oil to do the oil change next week. I wonder who does their own servicing. I do it, but the only problem I've got is I can't get the bike up on a ramp. It's not elevated, so I'm doing it in the garage, and invariably it's on the centre stand and I'm laying on the floor doing the oil. And to be quite honest, I'm getting a bit ancient for doing that. I can do it, but the day after, boy oh boy do I feel it in my aches and pains. But I suppose everybody, I wonder if what the situation is. Do people do their own servicing? Do they not do their own servicing? I just wonder. Oil change and pads are about my limit. There's anything else I can't really do. Is I don't have the tools and I don't have the equipment to do it. So as you can see here, very, very busy again. People are so manic. I mean, I'm sure our American friends look at, you know, what we're saying here and think, well, what are you guys on about? The roads are quiet compared to wherever else, but compared to what they were in Blackburn, it's just getting, you know, hectic, innit? Don't like city driving really very much. It's a necessity sometimes to get to A to B, but